The three heroes reached the rendezvous point without being followed. Their contact had not yet arrived, and Dawn was beginning to get nervous. The sorcerer scratched his head, and looked about nervously. "Are they late?" "No," replied Ombert, buffing a metal stud on his leather armor. "We're early. Nothing to worry about. Cease your talk, my friends," chided the woman in full plate. "Bad enough we have to deal with these criminal contacts of yours. I shouldn't have to hear you babble on about it." She gripped her holy symbol of Lathander and frowned. "I hear someone," whispered the halfling. A few seconds later, three humans stepped into view, two wearing chainmail and the third only common clothing. Each carried a sheathed longsword. The unarmored one spoke. "Greetings, Ombert. I trust you have our payment." "Yes. You have information on who holds the dead body of our slain cleric friend?" "Why, yes. Yes, I do. It's me." As the man grinned, his features and clothing shifted, revealing a haughty man of dusky features in ceremonial black full plate. "Malak," exclaimed the paladin, drawing her sunblade. The evil cleric grinned and drew his weapon. It flashed in the night, bearing the profane symbol of the Cyric and exuding an aura of true evil. "My skull blade thirsts for your blood. Now I shall avenge my brother's death at your hands." With his words, 6 swordsmen appeared out of thin air and surrounded the heroes.
The Church of Cyric is a fanatical organization devoted to the deity of murder, treachery, and deception. The most devout followers of the Prince of Lies are willing to give their lives for their cause, and often do so if they can take others with them. Worshippers of Cyric include murderers, liars, spies, traitors, and assassins with no loyalty to anyone except themselves. Even loyalty to their church is tenuous at best in the face of destruction. Others embrace this dark deity because they hope his philosophy of supremacy and power will empower them as well. Cyric's church is a large cult with members in every city. Because it is by and large a chaotic organization, its members often act independently or in small groups with little or no knowledge of each other, making the church very hard to combat. Likewise, its members are hard to predict and incorrigible in their evil, some willing to betray their fellows for their own gain, others more likely to lie their way through a situation until they can murder their captors and escape.
Born to a lower-class woman in Zental Keep, presumed by Cyric's detractors to be a prostitute, the mortal Cyric never knew his parents and was sold into slavery after his mother was killed when he was very young. As a young adult, he fell in with a thief's guild and learned to fight during his travels. During the time of troubles, he rose to godhood and inherited the divine portfolios of Bane, Baal, and Merkel, the deities of tyranny, murder, and death. His meteoric rise from orphan to deity would eventually suffer several dramatic plummets before his power stabilized at its current level. Through divine events he himself orchestrated, Cyric lost the portfolio of tyranny to Svim, much of Merkel's portfolio to Colamber, and caused the destruction of Zental Keep, at that time one of the largest concentrations of his own worshippers. This weakened his power and the authority of his church. He later made the mistake of reading the Serenishad, a magical book of his own creation that caused the reader to believe that Cyric was the most important being in the universe. The madness and megalomania this caused weakened him further. Since that time he has regained his senses, consolidated his power, and encouraged a renewed fervor in his church.